Is that supposed to be a euphemism? I'm suddenly very concerned.
Do you understand?
No, I don't understand, and I'm fairly sure I don't want to understand. But thank you.
Not really.
Look, I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend. Not even for Hayden.
Okay.
You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him, either.
There it is. There it is. Hayden's still alive.
Right.
Alright. Melody Flores, nanomachine heiress and the owner of the Flower Cybernetics Group.
Madame Flores is more of a royal figurehead at Flower these days. The group's board of directors make most of the major decisions in consultation with FCG's chief officers.
Okay. I feel like that should be one word, Anju. Bear friend. Cat? Tell me more. The most regal-looking robotic cat in the world sits prim and proper on the fainting chair. If it spoke any languages outside of robotic meows, it could probably trace its lineage back to the cradle of jungle cat civilization. Well, how much of the thing is actually public knowledge? Like, how much does Melody know about the situation at all? Who has informed her? What's been in the media? We don't know what she's seen. We don't know that she has any knowledge. Like, for us to assume that Melody had the same knowledge that we had yesterday is just as likely as Melody having the same knowledge that we have now, or Melody having no knowledge whatsoever. Yeah, exactly. She's implied that he's been kidnapped, but she didn't come to that conclusion by talking to us, right? She came to that conclusion by whatever sources she has. And it's certainly possible that her sources are better than ours, rather than being on par with Turing's. I'm gonna talk to her again. Maybe she has more information.
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So
Okay.
why are you here to badger me about poor Hayden?
That's a really good question. I'm certainly going to try, Inkling. I mean, maybe the news? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's on the news either. It's certainly... Thank you for the host, Dark Twitch. It's certainly possible that there's been no news about it at all. Or that the news about it is just that he's... Maybe the news is that he's just gone missing. But, like, it's not necessarily even sure that he'd be in the news regardless. Like, Hayden isn't that big of a figure, right? Like, he's known to some people as a fairly eccentric technological wizard. And he was a Parallax employee, but it's not like he was the Parallax CEO. It's not like he's been in the news on his own in forever. Is the TV clickable? I don't know yet. I don't know. I have been very, very focused on Melody. There's a whole bunch of looking around that I have yet to do.
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course. But I'll share a secret or two with you.
See, this implies that she actually knows more than we know. So if she knows more than we know, and she's saying we should still be out there finding Hayden, like, that to me says something.
I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden?
I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either.
Sure, there's any number of levels
Any
deep that you could go with that,
information you might
Senna.
have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes, and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
Maybe Hayden has been turned into the bear. I mean, given the information we have right now, that's as likely as... Well, it's not as likely, but I guess I can't really rule it out.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that, beyond the usual corporate infighting.
Yeah, right, Senna? Like, she's, I think, being deliberately vague while implying that she knows more than we do. And the data cache is still being examined. So we don't know yet.
Not that Parallax is known for that, of course.
Of course.
We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing your development with the wrong people. When he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened.
What happened?
I see. Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins.
Is that what we were hoping?
Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past.
I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt?
Let's go with aunt. This whole setup just reeks of aunt.
We'll go with that. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
What are you saying about robots?
I'm touched, Melody.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions, for now.
Alright, cool. I'll take it. How did you help Hayden with Turing?
Indeed. I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience.
Or blueheads. That's true. Everybody over here is whiteheads.
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapience. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth.
Uh-oh. High tea with Pat? You probably, Senna.
Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix.
Oh, Hayden's been trying to upload! Maybe Hayden successfully uploaded.
You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
Oh, I didn't realize.
How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind? No, I mean, I can kind of answer that question on my own. Like, Turing's development is sort of a fake digitized human mind anyway, right?
The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lure.
Fair.
The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct.
Okay.
Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals. So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind. Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents.
Sure.
Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were, frankly, baffling and let them loose.
Yeah, I think Turing isn't built directly on Hayden. I suspect Turing is more sort of some random presets and then, a bunch of mutation.
Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing.
Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me.
I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations.
Can you elaborate on your involvement?
Phew, if you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants.
Wow. The cojones on this researcher.
Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flowers' patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but don't tell him that.
I don't think the 3 laws enter into it. Oh, Turing.
I won't.
Oh, that was a compliment, dear.
Right? Exactly, Senna. Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development?
I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research.
Right, yeah, exactly. That could go either way, Senna.
In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community.
Maybe that's why people got hired to kill him.
See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Oh, Turing.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct.
Okay. I mean, for that to get published, right? For him to say it's only a matter of software, not a matter of hardware. That humans being able to digitize their consciousness is maybe a year away instead of 15 or 20 years. If somebody knew that, that would be a good reason to try and stop his research. Like, there's plenty of political reasons, financial reasons, all of that stuff to try and stop somebody whose research is going in that direction. Especially if it's a near future thing instead of a far future thing.
Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power.
Should you really be bragging about that?
Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding specialized task?
Sure. There's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software.
Yep, this is the point. This is the point. Yeah, the real possibility of transhumanism all at once.
Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever. But there's more than enough people who are.
Thank you for this, Melody. I understand so little of my origins.
Well, I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more.
The data cache, right? Ooh, now that's a thought, Mr. Gecko. I mean, we're still going on the theory that Yannick is the villain here, right?
Of course. We'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions?
Sure.
I guess this is the last question we're gonna ask. Am I ready to ask this yet, or is this gonna get me kicked out? Like, do I want to investigate the rest of the room first? I might want to investigate the rest of the room first. I think that's everything we need to know.
Good. I can get back to my retirement.
As long as this doesn't kick us out.
Thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later.
Oh, one more piece of information for you, if you'd like it. I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you.
What does that mean?
Vincent was working more closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data collating algorithms for the mesh.
Okay.
I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere.
Sure.
He owes me a favor anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on.
Sounds legit.
That would be fantastic, Melody. Perhaps Golden Gate Park?
Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't
Me
show him too many
neither.
of your cards.
Cards? This euphemism is unfamiliar to me.
Don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is
I'll
more
explain it to you
dangerous
later,
the
Turing.
more he's informed.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck.
Oh! Oh! It's so cute! Good job. Good job, Turing. Okay, so tell me about Pat.
Melody keeps unusual company.
That's one way to phrase it.
Ursus maritimus, if I'm not mistaken. That might be why the temperature controls are set so low in here.
Yeah, definitely a polar bear.
I wasn't aware you knew the scientific name of the species.
I mean, I don't, but...
Ooh, has my interest in proper nomenclature started to rub off on you?
No, Turing! He's a white bear, Turing. What else could he be?
Plenty. Have you heard of a Kermode bear, also known as a spirit bear? Or he could be a white-phased black bear, or even a pisley.
A what? Turing? I will not have language like that in my house.
But he's not. It's a polar bear.
Can I... Do you want to... Can... Poodle Grizzly hybrid?
Yep, definitely a polar bear.
Great. Can we talk to him? So, grr and stuff? Is that yeah, Pat's heard them all. Can we talk to the cat? It looks remarkably bored at all attempts at conversation. We've got a little cleaning ROM back here. A rosy 893 unit from the emblem on its side. It sits patiently near Pat in a sort of ambient sleep mode, playing light instrumental music. Can we use our headphones with Pat? Whoa. That little helmet he wears is constantly translating the TV into growls and grunts in his ears so he can understand. Really? What's on the TV? Arborelia, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. The latest episode of Media Blitz is going into the sordid details of a new teen actor's island love affair with a local politician's daughter. Wow, this is like 3 TV shows in one. These shows are so demeaning, reducing the private lives of famous people to soap operas for the lowest common denominator. Can I touch it?
Media Blitz disabled touch interactivity on their show after the appearance of their new host, a former swimming champion, led to thousands of screens being fondled into disrepair.
Yeah! That's good to know. Strawberries? We got strawberries here? The biggest strawberries you have ever seen are assembled in a china bowl on the coffee table. Can I have a strawberry? They look too good to eat. That might be the point. I want a strawberry. What does this mean? Why is this an option? What does this do? If ever there was a case to be made for pure naturalism, this bowl of modified strawberries would be it. Excuse me? I don't understand. That seems to be a really good case for GMOs, because these look delicious, and stay pure can go die in a fire. What is this thing? A large climate-controlled globe towers in the lounge. It has some lively in-season plants inside. What does that mean, lively? Out of all the healthy plants and interesting habitats you've come across, this one takes the metaphorical cake. Alright then. Room control. A room control monitor is fixed onto the back wall of the room. The temperature is set so low, it's freezing. Right, because polar bear. Fountain? A huge marble fountain adorns the courtyard. Its pleasant bubbling sound can just barely be heard over the TV and outdoor ambiance. Alright, let's finish this. Okay. Oh, I can't ask the question anymore! Aw, alright, well, we got denied. Okay, well, I guess that's all we're gonna be able to do. So, do we go talk to Mensa now? Saving is a good idea, yes. Thank you for the reminder. Much appreciated. What save number is this? Like 9? 8? I think it's 8. I was right, it's 8. So where are we going now? This is Golden Gate Park to visit with Mensa. This is where we are now. Stardust. Hospital. This is Kos, which is our other possible destination. I guess we're meeting with Vincent right now, though. Alright, sure. Are you Vincent? Guy. This is a guy. You've never seen this person, and they appear to be waiting for somebody. Perhaps this is who you're supposed to meet? Only one way to find out. We should use our spoiled milk on them.
Can I help you? I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Yeah, me.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Oh, good. You're Melody's people. Do you have everything that I asked for?
Excuse me? What?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any
Did you ask
information
for
we
spoiled
get
milk?
may be useful.
Damn that old woman.
What?
Turing has no idea what to do when people are angry. It's great.
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need.
What did she
I
promise
already know
you?
Hayden is missing.
Mm-hmm.
Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city.
Whoa! Whoa! This took a hard left.
Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing.
Okay, but like, we're not buying corporate secrets for Flower? Like, we're not a part of Flower. There's no espionage happening here.
I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
That's accurate.
Insulting, but accurate.
There you go. Turing knows what's up.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help.
Do you?
Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay.
I want to know he's okay too.
But I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free.
Why? Who did you piss off?
I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca.
Really?
If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever.
Huh.
If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
I don't think journos can. Yeah. You should definitely still be talking to Melody. Or maybe Yannick. Yannick will be able to do that for you in a heartbeat. And I'm sure he has a perfectly nefarious use for all of your information. Really? Really? I am supposed to be able to dialogue options, whatever.
Might?
Do you mind answering some other questions? I'm trying really hard here, you guys.
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.